Ranboo knows more than we ever thought. Let me explain. For those of you who don't know, Ranboo is a member of the Dream SMP who in lore has really bad short-term memory loss. But does he really? Throughout the storyline, time and time again, we've seen little tidbits hinting at something more. What caused this memory loss, and does it even exist? Before we start delving into this theory, if you do enjoy this video, consider subscribing. We're currently a little over a third of the way to YouTube rank on Hypixel, which has always been my goal for YouTube. So if you could subscribe, it would help me out quite a lot. But with all that out of the way, I really hope you enjoyed the theory. It's not completely confirmed at this point, but it may as well be that Ranboo is a time traveler. If you haven't heard about this, let me give you a quick summary. Ranboo has short-term memory loss, so he keeps his memories in a book as to not forget things. Karl Jacobs has recently been confirmed to be a time traveler, and after time traveling too much, he started losing some of his memories, so he started keeping a memory book as well. In addition, Fundy called Ranboo a time traveler shortly after the community house was destroyed.
Okay, Mr. Fucking what do you expect us to do now then?
Now, all that is pretty well known, but it's important for what I'm going to say for the rest of the theory. Specifically, Ranboo has said some pretty interesting things a while ago on stream.
It was supposed to be my opportunity for redemption. Redemption from last time. But it's just happening again. Same things are just happening again. It's just happening again, the same things. Not with the same people, the same things.
Hey, Ranboo buddy, how do you know that? How do you know about a last time? Your memory book was taken by Dream a little bit ago. You shouldn't remember a last time. The specific part where Ranboo said it's happening again, just not with the same people, is likely relating to time travel. Possibly Ranbob from the Tales of the SMP isn't a relative of Ranboo's, but a past version, and the masquerade is what Ranboo was referring to. Either way, Ranboo started his memory book on the SMP, and it had been reset multiple times. He should know nothing about a last time. That is, unless he has more knowledge than he's letting on. Pavlov's dog was a theory confirmed by experiments done by Ivan Pavlov in the 1890s. The experiments were incredibly simple. Pavlov would feed his dogs meat right after ringing a bell. After a while of doing this, the dogs would begin to salivate whenever they heard a bell, subconsciously connecting the sound of a bell to being fed. This has been proven to be effective in humans as well. A good example are sleeper agents. Sleeper agents are when spies are put in a country as a double agent, but they're usually brainwashed into being unaware of their mission, only being reminded by hearing a word, phrase, or even a piece of music. So, why am I telling you this? For one very specific reason. In Ranboo's panic room, it's by no means a rarity to see him hallucinating that Dream is there. But almost every time that he hallucinates about Dream, it always goes one specific way. The common denominator every time is how he sees a smiley face before hearing Dream's voice as a hallucination and being influenced somehow. And usually he ends up sleepwalking after. But what if Dream's voice wasn't a hallucination, but rather Ranboo is a sleeper agent for Dream? The smiley face being his trigger to hear Dream's voice and being told his next directions before carrying out his orders and forgetting he had ever had any in the first place. The best piece of evidence for my theory, I think, would have to be when Ranboo went to the prison but didn't remember it after. That entire stream really felt like a fever dream.
Ha! Do you see what I did there? It's funny because Dream is the name of a Minecraft YouTuber, and it's also Dream. Yeah.
The entire stream really felt like a fever dream with something just being off. So for it to have actually happened didn't make much sense. Especially the ending. That is, unless the end was Ranboo being taken out of his sleeper agent state by Dream to be given his next directions, which we can only assume to be bombing the prison with Tommy in there to have Tommy trapped with Dream for whatever reason, which we'll probably find out soon enough. We've been assuming for all this time that Dream has been manipulating Ranboo by changing his memory book. But what if Ranboo doesn't even need his memory book? What if his entire memory loss was brought about by time traveling for Dream before we even met him on the Dream SMP? And what if his real memories are awakened when he's taken out of his sleeper agent state? Potentially, this is why he's split into two halves. One half representing his naivety while as a sleeper agent, and the other representing his conscious state when he temporarily regains his memories. Dream has obviously been manipulating Ranboo for a really long time in the lore, but I don't think we even realize for how long. Potentially even before he joined the server, back when he was presumably just a time traveler. Additionally, Dream has told Ranboo that he couldn't trust him enough to give him Tommy's cat disc, but he could trust Ranboo when he was in the state he was in while in the panic room, which we can assume to be under Dream's control. I've heard some theories that Karl Jacobs is Ranboo before he lost his memory, but I find this a bit hard to believe. If it is true, we can only assume to keep an eye on Karl Jacobs and Dream's interactions when he presumably escapes the prison. And my next video will be about how Tubbo is actually 3 Adam Sandler clones stacked on top of each other in a trench coat.